It's hard to believe it's almost Memorial Day, so let's do something to decorate. I'm taking a mop brush with a little bit of tan, white, and red, and I'm doing a couple inches on all four sides of my canvas so that there leaves a white square in the center. We are going to create a window. So then I'm going to take a 1-inch flat brush with some dark blue and cobalt blue, and then I'm going to fill in the square with up and down strokes. This is going to be the dark part of your window, and we're going to make this look like glass. So get it as square as you can, but then I'm going to take some white paint on the same brush and do a couple strokes, sometimes using it the wide way, and then you can turn the brush and do some really bright strokes, blend that in. We're only going to do a couple to make it look like the light is shining on the glass. Perfect. And then I'm going to dry that really good and wash the big flat brush because we're going to take some white paint and outline with a 1-inch stroke on all four sides of the square. There, it's starting to look like a window. Perfect. Now with a size 8 round brush, I am going to take white paint and do a plus sign right in the center. And there's a basic window. But to decorate, I'm going to make a flower box. So taking some more white paint on that brush, I'm going to do a big line underneath where the blue starts, 2 lines going in, connect those 2 at the bottom, and then fill it in. That's a very simple window box. You can do whatever color you want. Now you can use a detail brush for this, but I'm just using the round brush and outlining my window in black to make it stand out. And then I'm taking a little bit of gray paint on the same brush and adding a shadow around the outside of my window box. There we go. We're going to dry it and take the size 8 round again, and then do a big smiley face. We're going to start decorating our window. Make it come down a little further than the window box and fill it in with white so it's nice and bright. And then with some red, I'm going to do a smile underneath where the blue is and fill it in. Kind of looks like a watermelon. And then on the outside of the flag, I'm going to outline that with red as well. Perfect. And then the same color I did inside the window, I'm going to do a big stroke in between where the reds are. So there's a little bit of white. You can go back and fix that up so they're even once it's dry with a little bit of white. There we go. And then I'm also going to just take the round brush and do dots for stars all in that blue stripe. Perfect. Okay, taking an artist sponge now. We can't have a window box without flowers, so I'm going to make some leaves. I'm just bouncing a little bit of dark green and light green on there, and you don't want it to be a perfect chunk of green, so I'm going to make it come down, hanging over top of the window box. It would be covering your flag a little bit. You don't want to see perfectly straight lines. See, I'm having it come down over the edges on the outside like that. Make sure to add some shading and highlighting there. And then those gray lines are too thick. I'm going to fix those up with some white. But then we're going to take the round brush again with some red and add some flowers. I'm just taking dark red and light red and bouncing in a couple dots. And while those dots are still wet, I'm taking a toothpick and just adding a swirl. They'll look like little tiny roses, just like that. So I'm going to do little dots of red all over. You don't want to line them up, but I'm going to do that. And then really quickly, before they all dry, take the toothpick and do a swirl. All right, so this is going to be a patriotic flower box too, so I'm doing some white flowers all over in little clusters. Those are really big. And then take the toothpick again and swirl. They don't have to be perfectly round, but we're doing a little bit more abstract flowers like the wildflower painting we did a couple weeks ago. And I'm also taking some dark blue and doing little clusters of flowers too. If you do too many, you can always go back in with some green and get rid of some. It adds a little bit of white, like I'm adding some white to the red ones there. And you can go back with a toothpick and add the swirl as well after you do that. You just have to do it really fast, but that's super easy. I'm also going to take the round brush and take some dark red and outline my flag a little bit in the red to make it stand out a little bit more, just like that. We need little dots of blue in there too, little filler flowers. You can make it as detailed as you want. And there you go. Anybody else have one of these flags in their window? I love decorating with red, white, and blue. It's so much fun. But you can add whatever colors you want. And if you like this tutorial, follow me for more.